Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I've done an energy reading for you, and I've been a little conflicted. I don't have a whole lot of followers on this channel just yet, and so I was trying to figure out if I'm really being called to continue doing these kinds of messages or not. And after some deep reflection, some meditation, and some time really diving into it, I do feel like there is a calling for me to do this, and there will be more consistency and maybe even a few more different kinds of readings that I'll offer in an effort to try to, help everybody along and see you through some of these challenging times. So, and also the happy times too. So today's energy reading is interesting because, we're coming off of this really beautiful full moon in Libra energy. And, Libra is all about balance and justice and, giving and receiving in an equal exchange. So I'm loving this energy right now. It's definitely welcome. We still do have Mercury in retrograde, so be very careful with your communication. And in fact, the overall energy of this reading was the Ace of Swords, which is all about communication. So I'll get into that in a second. This will probably be a little longer than my usual readings or the previous ones, because I really want to spend some time in each of these cards and really get into answering some questions about this. And I do have a few new card decks that I recently purchased, and so I've got a couple of different cards there. As always, you can find all my information below. And if you would like a private reading, a full moon reading, an energy reading, a love reading, any kind of reading for yourself, this is, of course, for the collective. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So if you want more specific personal information to your situation, you'll need to contact me. And if you're an Apple user and you have just a real quick question, for $9 and 55 cents, I think it is, you can get a quick 2 or 3 minute answer on Instant Go. So it's a nice little app to get some quick information. So let's go ahead and get started with this reading. So the first card that was pulled is the Situation card, and the Situation card is the Ace of Wands. And so what I love about this is that it's a 1, so it's a new beginning. And here we are at the beginning of a new month. We just got this beautiful full moon energy coming in. So I love the fact that we've got a new beginning as our Situation card. So the Ace of Wands energy is all about spiritual. And so it's really about having some sort of a Kundalini awakening, or a spiritual awakening, or a moving to a higher level of thinking. So it is also the energy of passion and inspiration. And so, it's really nice when we have the nice warm weather that's coming in, and we all get this sort of inspiration to do our spring cleaning. We get inspiration to do new projects. We get outside, we connect with nature. And so I'm really loving this energy. This is the situation, is that we're all sort of experiencing this renewed passion, this renewed awareness of thinking in a higher level. The action position actually had 2 cards come out. So this is the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Cups is all about, making decisions, and it's an emotions card. So it's usually in relationship to relationships. It's talking about really knowing what you want, but not quite knowing how to get there. So the action is saying, make a decision. So whatever you're on the fence about, I really encourage you to always keep in mind that you can't do it wrong. Short of really breaking the law and, hurting somebody, there are no bad choices. Whatever you choose, if it turns out not to be in your path of what you really wanted, you walk away with the wisdom. And guys, wisdom is beautiful. Wisdom is what this is all about. The wisdom is the reason that we're here, for our soul's growth. So if you're just constantly taking the safe route every single time and really not growing your soul or learning, you're not getting the benefit of this wisdom. So they're saying make a decision. The cards are saying make a decision. You've got this new energy, this new inspiration. Make a decision. Don't haphazardly make a decision. If you're getting signs and inspiration to go in a certain way, it's really saying release the fear and just go for it. And the Three of Pentacles, what I like about this is because this is a start of a new foundation. So this is, you're past the planning stage. You've taken some action. You've got some things that are moving, and you're really in the physical, in the material world, in your career, in your finances. You're starting to see things, coming around. You're starting to see things paying off. It is still a 3, so it's early stages, but you're really starting to see some benefit, some manifestation, some things coming together. You're starting to see this foundation really being built. So the action card is make the decision and keep building on your foundation. And the potential outcome card is a major arcana, which means it's a major theme in our lives right now. And this is the Hanged Man, the surrender, the sacrifice card. And really what this card talks about is having the ability to see things from a different perspective. In the traditional tarot, the picture is of a guy hanging upside down. And the idea is if you're upside down, you're going to see things differently. And so this is Spirit really calling on you to recognize this passion that you have generated. And it's really encouraging you to start to see things from a different perspective. It's also, because in some decks, this card also represents surrender. So it's also it's suggesting and encouraging you to surrender old patterns, to surrender old ways of thinking, to surrender old habits, and really use this passion that you've ignited to step into a new, more calm state of mind, a new, more peaceful state of mind. Really start seeing things from a different perspective and recognizing that there is more than one way to see a situation, and that everybody's reality is based on their own perception. And so, in this time of volatility and turmoil and divisiveness that we find ourselves in for various reasons, social media being the catalyst for everybody just sharing their opinion. I really would encourage you, if you're watching this, just to say, okay, obviously that person's opinion is based on how they're seeing it. Where can we find some common ground? And really to make the sacrifice of not having to be right all the time. And, a great mentor once said to me, you can be right or you can be happy. You're rarely going to be both at the same time. And so it's really about sacrificing the need to always be right, sacrificing the need to have everything done your way. And so if we look at the story in motion here, we've got this renewed energy, this spiritual awakening, this inspiration. It's causing us to make some decisions in our life, continue building on the foundation. And the outcome is going to be the ability to see from a new, higher, better perspective. I mean, it's beautiful energy here. And, with the overall energy of the theme being the Ace of Swords, which is communication, this indicates success, but the sword has two, double-edged sword. There's two sides. There's the light and the dark side of the sword. And so if you're not careful, if you're not looking at things from different perspectives, you could end up cutting away things that are good for you just by a miscommunication. So be really careful and open-minded really in your communications, especially with Mercury in retrograde until the 15th. Okay, so the external energy that's coming in right now is actually the angel of strength. So this is the internal energy. My apologies. This is the internal energy. So the angel of strength is asking you to go within and to really look for that strength that you have to, communicate effectively, to suppress your ego, to not have to force your issue on other people. Really find that inner strength, that inner wisdom. Okay, so this beautiful energy here, and this is 5, so 5 is all about change. It's also about freedom. So it's really saying, go within, get that strength, find that freedom, and free yourself from those old thought patterns. Free yourself from that old way of thinking. Okay, so the external energy, 2 cards came out. And what's interesting is because, inner strength also really correlates with the solar plexus, which is your 3rd chakra. So your solar plexus is right underneath your chest, just above your belly button and underneath your your chest area. And that is a beautiful, bright yellow source of fire and passion and energy that gives you willpower. It's where you have your self-esteem. It's how you feel about yourself. And there's a lot of self-love associated with the solar plexus. It's also where we find ourselves holding shame. So if you're feeling feelings of shame, if you're what I call shoulding all over yourself, I should do this, I should do that, and it's creating some shame for you, or some, feeling like I should be doing something different. Release all of that. Okay, and this is the external energy. So what this is saying is that this is Archangel Shamuel. Externally, he's wanting to come down and shower you with beautiful yellow energy, and giving you this release of that shame, and giving you this power to have willpower and self-esteem and believing in yourself right now. And that's coupled with woman holding a coin. So this being external energy, what this is indicating is that there's a female mentor who can help you with your business, help you with your inspiration, help you with some ideas. So whether it's somebody that is a business partner, or somebody like myself who can help you with some energy healing, be on the lookout for somebody that's going to be instrumental, a female, a feminine energy. And it doesn't have to necessarily be, a female body, but a feminine energy that's going to be assisting you in moving forward in some way, whether it's through financial advice, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a mentorship, whether it's a coaching, whether it's a healing, therapy, anything. But be on the lookout for somebody this week that's going to be coming in to assist you. Okay, so the other 2 cards I pulled, this is the I Can Do It deck by Louise Hay. And I love these little affirmations because they really do, I find they really speak to me very well, and give me a lot of sort of hope and inspiration as well. So the affirmation for this week is, I am not responsible for other people. We are all under the law of our own consciousness. And I love that this is the card that came out because, our situation card is the Ace of Wands. And this is all about your own spiritual journey, being responsible for you and nobody else. Understanding that the only thing you have control over is you. You really have no control over anybody else. And again, the outcome is that surrender card, that sacrifice, understanding that everybody's on their own journey. For Pete's sake, let them do their journey. We, as a community, as a collective, as a society, we're constantly trying to interfere and guide people to do what we think is best for them. And when we do that, we rob them of the wisdom. We rob them of the experience. We rob them of the life lessons. They're going to do what they're going to do anyway. And we drive ourselves batty trying to control or assert ourselves into other people's lives. And it's like, give them the wisdom and then give them the freedom to do their own thing. And, when you give them the freedom to do their own thing, it's such a beautiful blessing. And it releases all the resistance. And, in my energy healing work, I tell people all the time, what you focus on expands. And so if your energy towards your loved ones, whether it be your husband, your wife, your cousins, your kids, when you're worried about them, you're sending worry energy. And that is just not what they need in their energy field. Instead, send them positive. Like, I know you're going to make the right decision. I have confidence that everything's working out for you. I have confidence that everything's going smoothly. Instead of sending out that worry. So not only does that worry impact your energy field, but it impacts theirs. And so here, that's why I'm loving this affirmation. I am not responsible for other people. We are all under the law of our own consciousness. And frankly, guys, everybody's internal being is nudging and guiding them, and they are way more powerful in getting through to our loved ones than we will ever be. So, really allow those guides, those angels, those spiritual nudges to work in your loved one's favor. On the back it says, "It is no fun being a victim. I refuse to be helpless anymore. I claim my own power." And I just love that. Beautiful energy and affirmation there. And then the last card that I pulled, this is the Gateway Oracle deck, and it says, "Embarking on an adventure. I savor the wonders of the world." And what I'm loving about this card is, first of all, there's a lot of yellow energy here, which we go back to the solar plexus. And so it's like I'm embarking on this adventure within my own power. I'm increasing my own power. And notice we've got the balloon here. So we're seeing things from a higher perspective. So we go back to, this surrender card, this Hanged Man, this different perspective, as well as seeing things from a higher, more spiritual perspective, a higher level of consciousness. And so I love that the synchronicity came out in this final message for you guys in just really saying, hey, look, we're going up into this beautiful adventure of this higher perspective, of this more internal strength and self-confidence and willpower with all of this beautiful yellow energy. So since we've got such beautiful weather this week, well, at least in my location, and it is officially springtime, let's start breaking out the yellow. And in any opportunity you have to wear yellow or eat something yellow or burn yellow candles or, put some new yellow sheets on your bed, anything that you can do this particular week to really encourage your solar plexus activation, I think would be hugely beneficial. So that is your reading. I hope that this resonates with you. And if you have any questions, I'd love to hear any comments. I'd love to get some, shares, likes, anything you can do to help promote my channel would be greatly appreciated. I send you guys massive, massive love and light and healing energy, and I thank you so much for watching. Namaste.